All right, back on another drive with Lucid Air. So last week I went to see the Lucid Air Grand Touring. There was a used one in Peoria, which is about 35 miles from where I live. It's almost like a 50-minute drive to get out there. That car retailed for $119,000. It was the color that I was looking for, silver, and it was a really nice car. It had the 19-inch wheels, and it was pretty much the exact build I would have done. Other than the wheels, which were 19-inch, I think I would have done 21-inch wheels. Although after having the Plaid with 19-inch wheels, it's starting to grow on me a little bit, because 19-inch wheels, they ride a little smoother, and they have a better range, and they definitely last longer. So on this car, I already have 20k miles on it, and still on the original stock tires that came with the car. So those are 2021 tires. So 19-inch tires are growing on me. Anyways, I went to see the Grand Air Touring and got to test drive it. It was at a Mercedes-Benz dealership. So we drove it around. I got to mess around with it. The seller himself, he didn't know a lot about the car, so this is the third or fourth Lucid I've driven, test driven, in addition to the one I rented on Turo for a week, and then just seeing other friends, and they've let me driven theirs too. So yeah. So and I also test drove one in Gilbert. That was a quantum gray one with the actual 21-inch wheels, and that one was going for $135,000. So that was $135,000 in I'll say early December, December 8th. So that was 2 months ago or so. And so in 2 months, that car went from $135,000 with the 21-inch wheels to about $119,000. And that car looked really good. It had it was almost brand new. It only had 1,100 miles, and they wanted, $119,000. And I think they were being a little bit flexible. I kept thinking to myself, I was like, if I could get a really good price on this car, I'd probably trade in the Plaid that day and get the Lucid Air Grand Touring. But my wife's not quite on the same page, so happy wife, happy life, right? So we decided that their trade-in value was too low for the Plaid. They wanted $80,000. And I thought that was kind of low, and then I took my car to CarMax that day to just kind of check it out, and lo and behold, it's $76,000 is what they offered. So Plaid's value's gone down a little bit, and that'd be a little bit of a price hit. But originally I traded in my 2016 Model S 85D. I got about $40,000 on the trade-in, and I thought that was really reasonable considering I only paid $45,000 for that car. So in 2 or 3 years, I only lost $5,000. So pretty reasonable trade-in there. So yeah, I looked at the car. I thought it was really pretty. We looked at some numbers, and they wanted, $76,000 on the Plaid, and my wife really wasn't in favor of that. So we try to make family decisions, and so we just decided, yeah, maybe that's not the best financial move at the moment. But it's showing that Grand Air Touring used is starting to drop. So I saw a Grand Air Touring for $119,000. I've seen the Dream come down to $125,000. And if you remember, Dream is the top end kind of rare car. They only made 500 models of it, and that one is yeah, that was in California. They had it for 125,000. So that one's already dropped like $45,000 already off of 169,000. So most cars are seeing like 25-30% drop from their new prices down to used, both in Tesla and Lucid from what I've seen. So, you know, we might take our Stealth Touring. We still have that order, so it looks like Stealth is like delayed indefinitely. So on the earnings report, which I think the earnings report was a total disaster, like Wall Street could totally tell that the demand on the car is starting to slip, because you had 1 year previous where they made 7,000 cars and delivered like half. Still trying to figure out, I think, a little bit about the identity of their company. And then, you know, the Lucid Air forums, they're riddled a little bit with like these service issues. So, you know, some people have like drive faults, and some people got like you know, some bad service experiences. So it just makes me a little bit hesitant. Like, my time is pretty valuable, and I don't have like quite the wherewithal to deal with all that at the moment, between like family life and work life and all that. So just thinking, we still have that Stealth Air Touring order. Not sure, 100% sure we're gonna, like, you know, keep it and everything, but it's a possibility. And it's alright. So Lucid Air Grand Touring, looked at that car, and yeah, we weren't able to get a price deal on it, so just ended up passing on it. I got to drive it around, got to mess with the UI a little bit more. I could understand the suspension a little bit better, so felt like the car is like a little bit higher, and so it feels like more cushiony. I could tell that much. And you could tell like it's not like maybe as bumpy or as sporty as the Plaid. The UI is a little bit weird. You can't like do maps and music at the same time, so that I could totally see. And then it has like little apps on there, like flyover view, and you could click some of those, and you could see like it was a little sluggish. It's definitely not as fast as like a Tesla, in terms of its like responsiveness and when you click something, and all that. So we looked at a couple of those things, and then okay, I see the guy's just bringing out his cart, so that's pretty cool. Okay, so maybe I'll do that. Yeah, so we looked at a couple of those things, and then had a little bit of back and forth, so wasn't able to close the deal at the store. Did some text messaging on and off, and you know, ultimately I just said I'm gonna stay with the Tesla just because it's too much of a financial hit right now. So maybe the used car prices will come down a little bit more. I think my Plaid will stay flat now around that like $76,000-$80,000 range for trade-in if it's not private party. So we'll see. And still have the Stealth Air Touring order, which seems delayed indefinitely. I don't even think they gave a quarter. They said that a couple times in earnings reports. They have like part shortages, and they haven't been able to build Stealth Touring yet. It does look like they're starting to build Pure, so people have started like accepting their invitations for Pure. So seems like Pure is gonna start going into production very soon. And so my thought is they probably have to finish the Pure line, which is, I would guess, at least 10,000 cars long, because I think it's their most dominating car model, of course, because it's the cheaper one. They're going to build more of those. And as far as I can tell, they can only really build one line. So they're building Pure right now. They had to, I guess, finish their touring line because now they're starting Pure. And they've definitely finished Grand Air touring. And so what I think's happened all along these ways is people canceled on their Grand Air touring, and so you end up with excess Grand Air tourings. People canceled on their tourings, so you end up with excess tourings, and now they're on Pure now, right? Because they want to get to the car that has that they're going to produce the most of. So, and then with that said, then now Pure will go into play. I think that's going to last at least a quarter or two, probably into Q4. And then I think that's when they'll build Stealth. So I bet I get my Stealth near the end of the year. If it's into next year, that's even better, because that'll give me a little bit more time to financial plan. So anyways, hope you enjoyed this video, and please like and subscribe, and tell your friend.